Hi everyone, myself is Ramesh. I'm an e-commerce architect based on SAP Hybris. As I mentioned in previous discussions, I'm starting the technical training on SAP Hybris. Today is the first session I'm going to start. So this would be helpful to the people who have already knowledge on the Java technologies or also the people who wanted to learn new technology and get expertise on the same, right? And this is basically about the this technology helps in developing the e-commerce websites like Flipkart, Amazon, Tata Click, right? So users can directly log into the register and log into the e-commerce websites and place the orders. So using this technology, we can implement entire the e-commerce journey of a customer or of a B2B or B2C customer, right? So I wanted to help the new people who are seeking for expertise in the SAP Hybris. That's why I'm starting these videos, training on my channel. I request everyone to subscribe to my channel and follow the technical expertise on SAP Hybris. Yeah, so let's get started. And in today's session, I will start with the what is SAP Hybris and why we need it, and a little bit overview of the SAP Hybris. And then we will see how to set up the SAP Hybris on the local mission so that we can get started on the SAP Hybris practicals from next session onwards. So let's go to the what SAP Hybris overview. Yeah. Basically, SAP Hybris is a product from the German company called Hybris. Later, it is acquired by the company called SAP. Initially, this SAP Hybris introduced in the year called 1997. And SAP Hybris is a licensed product which is not a open source. So you guys understood, right? It is a licensed product. It means it's not freely available to install in your local, start working on it. It's basically a licensed product from SAP. So whoever wanted to learn SAP Hybris, they need to purchase this Hybris product from the SAP. So this there are large MNC companies, right? So many organizations would have already subscribed to the SAP Hybris because they would have some clients, e-commerce client, which would be implementing the SAP Hybris, right? So people, employees working under those organizations can really have the access to the SAP Hybris. They just need to create an SAP ID for themselves within the company and they can start downloading it and work on it if they are already working as a software engineer in any MNC or any company who have already subscribed to SAP Hybris. And right, so you guys need to check internally if the company has already subscribed to SAP Hybris, then you guys will have access to the same. And now come to what is SAP Hybris, right? SAP Hybris is an enterprise e-commerce platform. That means which SAP Hybris inbuilt comes with the all e-commerce features like one web, how the website looks like, right? E-commerce website, basic e-commerce website, how it look like, how all the features it has. Like it comes with the customer's registration, customer login, order journey, like many more thing, my account management, all these functionalities inbuilt it's this SAP Hybris Suite. Hybris Suite is like a software which already comes with the these basic features. So we will have to do customizations based on the client needs on top of this Hybris Suite. Hybris Suite is nothing but list of functionalities already embedded in the software and give it to us part of the purchase or part of the subscription. So, and what is SAP Hybris actually, right? SAP, as I mentioned, SAP Hybris is an e-commerce platform which enables the B2C, B2B customers to place orders for an e-commerce website like Amazon and Flipkart, right? Is SAP, technically if I speak, SAP Hybris is a list of it has list of extensions. So in SAP Hybris, every module we call it as an extension. Extension is nothing but it has list of Java classes, has there are type definitions. Type definitions is like an XML file where we will define the some of the different type item types. Item means it's like a class which is represented in XML format. We will define different types of classes which required for that extension, right? We will see it in the later sections. So, but its extension contains the list of Java classes which provide some business logic for the functionality. So for specific functionality, it also has the configuration files. It also has the property files for that extension. So this Ibris is based on list of extensions. But if you ask me what is SAP Hybris suite contains, it contains the list of extensions. Each extension provides a specific functionality, right? So if I wanted to have a new functionality which is not already provided by the SAP Hybris suite, then I will have to create a new extension. There is a process how to create an extension also. I will explain in the later sessions. So I will create the extension, new extension, and I will inject my logic, my business logic there, and I will integrate that extension into the Hybris suite. Right. So technically, if I speak, Hybris is nothing but a list of extensions which contains some specific business functionality for a specific feature. Right. This is about Hybris. If you talk about the it technically. And if you see, SAP Hybrid is a packaging mechanism for SAP commerce feature. An extension contains the business logic, type definitions, and it's like a web application. Also, not just this business logic, it also can have the web application. Like you have this front end website look like we see, right? That is we call it as storefront, which is like a web application, and there are extensions all related to this web application as well, which by default provided by the SAP Hybris. We will have to create the storefront extensions using there is a templates, we call it as a templates. Template actually provides the by default how the SAP storefront looks like, that how SAP Hybris storefront what all the functionality it contains, right? All those you will not by default get it when you use that template and create an extension on top of the template, right? So all these things you can see it in the later sessions. And this also comes with the inbuilt database, which is called HSQL, and which is like we connect to that using the ORM framework, and comes with its own build framework, and it is also has the back office cockpit, we call it. Back office is basically used for user management, item types management, and much more. We will see it in the later sections. It also contains a very good concept called omni-channel connect. We call it as OCC. Ibis comes with the OCC. OCC is like a list of web services which will be uh, connected to any other external applications via these web services from SAP Ibis to other applications. Seamlessly, we can connect. Just like exposing the JSON web service, right? Like this is like a post web service. It's just like we will expose this uh, web service to the external systems to get some data or to export some data. Suppose like we wanted to get the customers from the CRM, right? CRM to the e-commerce. In any typical hybrid project, you will see you will get the customers, all such information from the CRM to e-commerce, and then this customer's information will be enriched inside the e-commerce, and then it will be exported to the other systems like ERP, where the actual order fulfillment happens, where the customer's information required. Right, in this scenario, what happens? SAP, customers from the CRM will be imported to e-commerce via a web service, which is based on the OCC, right? And it will be exported to the this customer information imported from the CRM to e-commerce, and then it will be exported to the ERP via a web service, which is part of this OCC services. right? And SAP Hybris also comes with its own web server, which is Tomcat. So you just don't have to explicitly deploy it. You just need to do some commands via command prompt. It takes care of it. This is about, and there is also one more interesting point I wanted to mention here. SAP initially, right, when the Hybris is actually a product from the German company called Hybris, which is called as Hybris, but later it is acquired by the SAP. There onwards, it has like it is taken a far more advanced level this Hybris product to multiple versions on top of it by the SAP, and it is like more globally accepted. It became a globally accepted product. So then, after more extensions to this initial Hybris product, the SAP named this Hybris to the SAP Commerce Cloud Platform. That means you can interchangeably use the words like SAP Hybris or SAP Commerce Cloud for Platform. Both are same. Okay. So here onwards, when I use the words like SAP Commerce Cloud Platform or SAP Hybris, you guys should know that both are same. So this is a little bit about the Hybris overview, and let's see the second part of this session, which is how to install the SAP Hybris on the local, right? Yeah. So here I mentioned few things, prerequisites before installing the SAP Hybris. Means what all the prerequisites that we need, right? So SAP Commerce 1905 onwards, right? Till 1905 SAP recommends SAP. We used to use we have like two JDKs, right? One is provided by the Oracle, another one is provided by SAP. Till 1905, we used to use Oracle JDK, but from 1905 onwards, SAP recommends to use its own JDK, like SAP JDK, right? Not the Oracle JDK. So it will work even the Oracle JDK from 1905 onwards, but SAP recommends to use SAP own JDK, right? And SAP Commerce, the latest version is SAP Commerce or SAP Hybris 2205, right? Which requires the 17.x, the JDK compatible JDK from the SAP is Open JDK 17.x, like any 17 point, any after 17, any version it will work for the 2205. So JDK is from the Oracle, then we call it as a Oracle JDK. If JDK is from the SAP, then we call it as Open JDK, right? So for installing the SAP Hybris, the prerequisite to you need to have the compatible JDK for that version. If you are using a 2205, then the compatible version is OpenJDK 17.x. You can see this like compatibility for which Hybris version, what is the compatible JDK version. You can Google it and you get to know. And you can download the OpenJDK, SAP JDK from this website. And you have to set this JDK or Java home and path environment variables. Once you done this, first step like installing the OpenJDK compatible for the Hybris version, and then you set the Java home and path variables. You need to download the e-commerce this SAP Hybris suite, as I mentioned, right? This is a licensed version. Whichever the company has the subscription to this JDK, they will have the employees under that company have the access to download it, right? So what I did in my local, I actually downloaded that JDK. I actually downloaded the SAP Hybris uh, to my local. I am currently using the 1905. Yes, this is so. When you download it from the SAP website, you will by default you will look like this. That this is CX means commerce experience. So before it was like SAP Commerce. Then recently SAP named that SAP Commerce to CX. CX means customer experience, and you will see the version number in 1905, right? So I download this 1905 and I extracted this shoot to here, right? And you will see this folder structure here. This is the folder structure. By default, you will have it. So I already installed Oracle 11, JDK 11 on my local. So 1905 is compatible with the Oracle JDK 11. and I downloaded this Commerce 1905 into my local, and I extracted that into the my local folder called documents training. And when I go inside this, this is the folder structure I will have by default. And we'll see multiple. There are two important folders you need to understand. One is the Hybris, and another is the installer. Let's go into the Hybris first. What is there inside? If I go inside the Hybris, by default, you will not have these folders. When you extract the SAP Hybris visually, you will not see these five folders like config, data, log, roles, and temp. You will only see the bin folder. So you will have to go inside the bin folder, and then you will see two types of folders there. One is the platform, and another one is the modules. Inside the modules, all these, as I mentioned, right, Ibris comes with this basic set of functionalities which require for a basic e-commerce website. So all these inbuilt functionalities are already, already added here. You will see all those extensions related to those functionalities. No, these are just nothing but a Java classes embedded into the jar files inside the modules. So you can see all the basic e-commerce website functionality which is given by default by the SAP e-commerce. You will see under the modules. Basically, how we call it is out of the box. We call it as like out of the box functionalities given by the SAP Hybris. Out of the box in this sense by default, which is already implemented part of the e-commerce website. Call it as out of the box, and you will see the platform. Inside this you will have like certain script files, bat files you will have inside it, and using which you actually build the whole SAP address suite. There will are commands here. Based on that you will build the SAP address. Suppose as I mentioned, right, inside the bin, you will have two folders. One is the modules, and the second one is platform. You first, when initially you extracted this SAP Commerce into local machine, you have to go into the platform folder. Then you have to go to this spot in the command prompt. So this is the I went to till platform folder inside the Ibris, right? I went to this path till platform in the command prompt. Just a second. Looks like my system got stuck. Yeah, so it's come up. Okay. So you see, till platform folder went into Ibris suite. Now, first step I need to do to install the after extracting the SAP Ibris to install the Ibris SAP Ibris, right? First step is to extract the SAP Ibris to local machine and first download the SAP Ibris and then extract it to your local machine, and then go to the still platform folder, then use the command set the we actually use the yarn for building the SAP Hybris, right? There is a already SAP inside the platform there is a set anti-env.bat, right? This file is already provided under the platform directory, so you just need to type this that command here, just enter it, then it will set the and path for your SAP Hybris so that you can use the and to build your project. So this is the first step, and the to set to build the SAP Hybris. Let's go to the slides now. So if you see here, as mentioned, the installation steps here. First, you need to go till platform folder, and you need to enter the setentv.bat. Then it sets the ant environment variable on your local. And once this is done, the second step you need to do, you need to install this SAP Hybris functionality by default provided by the SAP Hybris, right? As I mentioned, let me show you here. So this one, right? Whatever I mentioned here, Hybris in modules. This functionality by default comes with the Hybris, but this will not be installed as soon as you extract this suit into your local machine. To install all these functionalities onto your local machine so that you will able to see the SAP commerce typical website how it looks like, right? You need to have you need to install those SAP functionalities on your local machine, right? For installing them, there is a command called install bat my dash r. CX is nothing but a recipe name. I will tell you what is the recipe. And the dash a is the command. And then you have to mention this local property initial password dot admin. This is the command to provide the password. Here your password, whatever the password you look like that you need to give here, right? So this, I mean, what we are saying to installing this recipe, you need a password. That password we are giving by using this key clarifier. This is the key must be the same as mentioned here, but the password you give whatever you wanted to give. So that while installing this recipe, this Hybris, SAP Hybris uses this password to install this all this SAP Hybris functionalities for top this recipe onto your local machine, right? So recipe is nothing but what is recipe, right? Here, so I will show you. Yeah. So if I this is we are inside the bin. If you go one step back and two steps back inside the uh, first folder, right? We have the installer. Inside the installer, we have these recipes. I'm using the 1905, so that's why I do see these all the recipes. But if you use the latest uh, ISAP Hybris version, then you always see like less recipes, which is one of them is CX. So since I'm using the 1905, that CX is not part of it. CX is nothing but which contains both B2B and B2C accelerators, right? So here, these are the different types of recipes I have. Suppose I want to have a B2C e-commerce website, means business to customers. I'm just an end customer. I want to go to e-commerce and I wanted to place some orders, same as like Flipkart, Amazon, right? Those kind of websites to build, I need to use the B2C accelerator. So the BTC accelerator means I can use this is the recipe I can to install the BTC accelerator. Accelerator is nothing but it contains the list of extensions, websites, storefront websites which required for typical BTC e-commerce website, right? So that is called an accelerator. Install that accelerator. We have these recipes. Recipes nothing but a contains some build script which has actually implemented using the Gradle. Let me open this and you guys can see the script how it is there. So you see, right? This is the B2C accelerator. Inside that, I have this build at Gradle. Any recipe you can see inside that you will see this kind of build.gradle file, and this is the script files. You can see how the script is like. So what it is saying, if I install this B2C accelerator, inside that part of it, these are the extensions. What all the extensions you require for a B2C accelerator. So basically, these are actually by default included by SAP Hybris. So if you wanted to install a typical SAP Hybris website, this is how for B2C customer, these are the extensions you require, right? All these extensions basically included part of the uh, build.gradle, and when you run this recipe from the command prompt, all these extensions get installed on your local, right? And install, and when you after that when you build it and when you make the server up and when you then you can see this how the BTC accelerator website look like, right? So first step is the second then also this second step is install the recipe based on your need, like which type of website you wanted to install it. So you just need to run this command. You have to first set the ant environment going to the platform folder and then come back to the two steps back till installer like this. Now I say went to this at env.bat. I set the ant environment, and now I need to come back till this folder. And here I have the installer because I need to install the recipe here, right? Recipes are part of the installer. Now the command to install the recipe is this is the one. I just copy paste here, and I need to provide my password that requires to install this recipe. You can give any password by default, whichever you like on your local. This is just on your local. So I give like Nimda. So when I give this password and I enter this one, right, what it will do, it will install this whatever the recipe name. So in 1905, I don't have this recipe. So but I have this recipe. What? Let me see. What is the recipe for B2C accelerator? So B2C accelerator. This is the recipe I need to give. So install the B2C website on your local. This is the accelerator. Uh, I need to install.